Copyright disclaimer. Under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news, reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Non-profit educational or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. Viewer discretion is advised. Shalom, beloved brothers and sisters. Before we get into the videos, and I want to go ahead and make a brief announcement to the beloved that are listening and watching. We are going to have a certain change in the channels. Okay, from this one, the others, there is another new way we're going to do the Esau's Troubles videos. We are going to return with the dreams and visions, and if you have dreams and visions and something to add, you may want to call. We will have the night calling. So we just want to give you a heads up. We have other opportunities, but this will be only discussed, well, it will discuss live, but only available for students on Patreon with a very specific tier. Heads up. And then we're going to do that. Now, in this video, beloved, we are going to see the loud boom. What seems to be the issue here? What is it that every time you turn on your phone, your TV, or anything, the news or whatever that is, it is something weird and it is something anchor in our prophecy? Let us watch this video. We're going to go step by steps and then connect everything to our prophecy, because we have not been wrong here. Why? Because the Holy Spirit is indeed in the midst. We talked about this thing 6 years ago. Nobody wants to listen. There you go. Let's move it on.
Tonight, NASA is confirming the cause of that mysterious big boom heard by millions across New England. CBS's Chanel Call joins us with new details and video about that sound and the streak in the sky. Chanel.
And Jerika, this was a 3-foot meteor that disintegrated in the skies over Boston yesterday. Just the latest in a recent string of fireballs reported from Texas all the way to Buffalo.
And here's the thing. Whenever those things used to happen back then, those folks will literally right on the spot say, oh, it is this, it is that, because, you know, we said so. Now they need 3 to 7 business days to get their hish together so they can come up and give you this sack of and then telling you, oh, that's the reason why it is, because NASA confirming stuff like that. But when you connect this with prophecy, you're going to know that this is a bunch of lies. First of all, this news is coming from NASA. Meteor traveling 75 kilometers? Oh, 75,000 miles per hour. 7 plus 5, you know what to do. Triggers sonic boom in New what? England. England, the land of the Engs. Not the land of English-speaking people. I don't know where they get that, but nonetheless. All right, let's keep on moving. Okay, now this video was reported by Angela Chensky. Angela Chensky. I wonder what the name Chensky means. Blink. They had an indoor camera, of course. The animal, you can see the cat right there. I'm assuming it's a cat. No, it's a dog.
This was the moment a meteor exploded above the Massachusetts-New Hampshire border on Saturday.
I have never been in an earthquake, but it felt like maybe what it might feel like.
The fireball traveling at...
And then this one was reported by Danielle. Okay, let's go back. This one, Danielle, and the other one, Angela. We know the name Angela is angel, Angel, the angel. Now, Danielle reporting this, Danielle 12:1 is Michael. Daniel Wilcox, okay, is in the mist. I'm not making this up. This is what it is. Of course, those people are telling you, well, it's the meteors and stuff, which it is. But they are not telling you why. Why is this thing happening? Is it the first time? Remember a year ago, we had a massive fog that was covering the entire place. Now you got loud boom. You got people losing their freaking mind. People are losing their marbles. And people are going around. You see there in the beginning, in the middle of this video, there will be a lot of wow, we're only 5 minutes into this thing. All right, well. Okay, you'll see this. All right, Danielle Wilcox. Let's keep on moving.
Above the Massachusetts-New Hampshire border on Saturday.
I have never been in an earthquake, but it felt like maybe what it might feel like.
Because it is a part of earthquake. Danielle Wilcox. When we go here, beloved, plague number 10, all right, you all know this, thunder voices and destroying earthquake. We explain thunder voices mean loud boom. The tornadoes, the floods. Remember a couple of years ago when this dude was in, what that place called again? I believe it was Beverly, somewhere in Kentucky. There was a loud, it was raining. And he said he was trying to get out of the house because the house being flooded. And he heard a loud boom. And next thing you know, the water was coming from all over and taking out the house. He had two babies, a twin. The other one, he could not hold on to her, the little baby, 6 months old. Something happened to her. And we had a couple of years ago where people are reporting hearing loud boom. And what they say, oh, this is this guy. He had a cannon. Let me see if I can find the video. Man using homemade cannon to shoo away birds. To show. Oh boy. Well, it was a video. They say one of those guy, he built a homemade sound cannon. Man made sound cannon to get away with bird. That's not what that is. I think this is, no. But he made a device. They say he was one of the guy that have a device like that. I think this one. Let's watch this one.
Animal control workers took a unique approach to address complaints of an invasive bird species taking over a neighborhood.
10 News anchor Brandon Bates joins us to explain how they are pushing those birds to continue migrating and that loud noise that's crucial to the process. Brandon?
Well, Robin and John, this is a European starling, and every one of these birds that you'll find in North America descended from 100 birds let loose in New York's Central Park in the early 1890s, and now a lot of people consider them pests.
This time of the year, the skies in Maryville are filled with European starlings, an invasive bird species known to outstay their welcome.
Usually every year, we're in their migratory path. They fly through, stay, and they like it here, so they try to settle down, so we have to try to keep nudging them along and let them move to a different area.
And while the technique to evacuate the birds might seem a little odd,
I'm gonna go ahead and set this thing off.
It's definitely effective.
I'm gonna step back.
Sounds like we're in a war zone.
So this is what they say the guy was using, which they say was causing the loud booms. And they show him building a huge cannon. They say, oh, it was this guy. And people are like, yo, we had this another state, man. Yo, son, this kid be real. We heard this thing from New York, and that guy is all over in Kentucky. What the hell? What is that? Oh no, it's just like sound travel at that speed of whatever, and this and that, and all this nonsense. Okay, well, okay. So many people wasn't paying attention to this because of this tic-tac they were giving people back then during the fiasco that never ended.
Fireball traveling at 75,000 miles per hour, rattled windows, and even shook homes from Boston to Rhode Island. Meteorologist Eric Fisher from our CBS station in Boston says while meteors are common, ones this big are not.
So the big boom that everyone hears is the sonic boom. It's a pressure wave that's building up ahead of basically a rock hurtling through.
That's a bunch of garbage, okay? The Book of Miracle cover. I say cover, man. Say cover. Well, Comet. Comet is good. It's the proper name of it, okay? What they are calling meteors, okay? This is the Book of Miracle. We have it here. And you can see the book. They had a lot of things in there. The comet, the meteor, dropping. Those are horrible omen. All right, when the meteors is coming, boom, and things like that. The boom is a loud trumpeting sound. The loudest instrumental, human-made instrumental, is a trumpet, and the loudest thing is the meteor in nature, so to speak. When it comes to is a meteor, at least that's what we know. Okay, so before those beasts coming, a dragon eating people, and those guys are there and the city is destroyed, before those beasts arrive and start eating people, and before you start seeing weird animal, a donkey-like woman with female breasts, with a snake-like bird tail, with one leg made out of bird and the other one like a hoof leg. Okay, these type of things, before they appear, they made an announcement. Okay, so this is I believe that's the Book of Miracle, where there was a fight going on in that's the two Canaanite doing their thing in there. But anyway, so and that they show the three suns and the comets and stuff, and they say those things will happen again. And when they do, that means those things going to appear. See those flying dragons with crown, what is what appear to be crown. Okay, these things going on. When you start seeing babies born with 8 legs. Okay, remember the baby that born with 2-headed, 8 legs, 4 arms, and they had to throw him away. He wasn't dead. They throw him away, and they say the horrible sign, and then stuff like that. Things like that may already happen in hospitals, but they don't make it public. Okay, this is somewhat a pure titan. Pure titan. Okay, a deformed. Those people don't just write things like that. They have books that you are not privy to. Hunter X Hunter, the Dark Continent. This is not science fiction. Okay, this is not Togashi. The Dark Continent is not science fiction. To a lot of people it is, but Nen and all that, we had private class on this, we explain it. Excuse me. Those are not science fiction. Zigzoldig's sister, all right? Zigzoldig remain a mystery, okay? So, ish like that actually truly exists, okay? This is the lake. This is not even the entire world. This is the lake, where the world is within this lake. Again, if you know, you know. Let's keep on moving.
Space. So as that rock is heating up, it fragments and at some point can explode.
So where is it? Where is the debris?
So it isn't really like the day after tomorrow where people were looking for the tsunami or something like that afterwards. The way this one was traveling, if anything did make it to the surface, it's probably in the Atlantic.
And the Atlantic, and the Atlantis, and the Atlanta, Nova Scotia, Tortuga, Atlantic, Atlantis, 57 here, you know what to do. 5 plus 7, you already know what it is. 75, you know what it is. Those are the messages that will keep coming in. Those folks come up with this theory. When people are digging all those bones, they're like, what the hell? What were those huge animals? Look at the giant teeth. I'm talking about these animals right there. Oh. When people find those huge animals' bone, they said, what is this? Why is it that they had those giant animals and they have giant teeth? Their bones are pretty much everywhere. What were they? Oh, those are what make oil. They die millions of years. Their bones, collapse it together and it form fossil fuel, which mean what you are burning in your car, it's come from dinosaur bones. That's what they said. That means if it is so, you know what? Let me double check because I left the phone in my room. You know what? Let me check. The AI here will not do me right. Oh boy, let's ask. AI mode on Google suck, huge donkey. Well, let me see if I can get this right quick right there. Give me a second right there. All right, let's see what we have here. Where does fossil fuel came from? What produced it? Okay, didn't read it. Fossil fuel come from the deeply buried, decomposed remains of ancient photosynthetic organisms that lived millions of years ago, long before dinosaurs. Okay, all right. I'll retract what I said about the dinosaurs, but I would refer this thing to tell me because they. Anyway, mea culpa, I'll retract that. Fossil fuels, because there's so many things out there. Fossil fuels come from the deeply buried, decomposed remains of ancient photosynthetic organism that lives millions of years long before the dinosaurs. Okay, well, hang on. That's not what that is. What this AI is telling me here, man. Those fossil fuels came from dinosaur bones. Okay, no, fossil fuels do not come from dinosaur bones. While it makes a great mental image and was heavily popularized by the Sinclair oil mascot, crude oil, natural gas, and coal are almost entirely made from microscopic marine life and ancient plants. Okay, that's good. All right, good retraction right here. I retract this. Mea culpa. It was made from whatever that thing is. But back then when I was reading books, they said, well, those dinosaurs died and then they formed those things and then they become whatever that is. Okay. All right. Let's see. What do we have here? There we go. So now when you ask those people, well, what are those things? They say, well, they are dinosaurs. Well, what is a dinosaur exactly? Oh, those are giant reptile. And then, they are, some of them are herbivore. The T-Rex was an apex predator and stuff like that. And they say they were there millions of years ago. For some reason, their bone survives. And whatever other organism, turn into oils, so that's what they are using. It's a bunch of garbage, it's a bunch of lies. Those things were not, they didn't die millions of years ago. You guys recently killed them, during what you are calling World War One, and some during World War Two. They were the protectors of the land, all right, keepers of the land, and some of them had wings, and some of them don't. Okay, and Hunter X Hunter, the Dark Continent arc, they show you the dragon, the sea serpent. Some of them still here, and people usually see them in huge forests and things like that. They are there, so they are highly intelligent. Okay, because they've been living for a long time. And you guys said, okay, well, you know, this is the Triceptors, which is one of my favorite. Triceptors dinosaur. Triceraptor. Triceraptor? Is that what that is? Triceraptors dinosaur. There we go. Growing up watching the Land of Far. What's the cartoon? The dinosaur cartoon, the Land of... The Land Before Time, yes. The Land Before Time. I used to watch this as a kid. And my favorite out of all the dinosaurs was the little Triceraptor. The little, I think it was in French. I watched it in French. It was a female voice. I'm not quite sure. And I love watching this thing, man. I used to watch that stuff like all the season. My favorite episode was when I believe one of the little dinosaur was like, you know, playing around. He was going and say, "Oh, there's a fire over there." And then when they come out, people like running and say, "There's a fire." Like, I'll prank you guys. And it was there's a T-Rex over there. And then people running say, "I'll prank you guys. That was a T-Rex. That was nothing." And then they said, "Man, stop doing this." He never did. And then one time, this thing turned out to be true. When he tell the people, nobody want to believe it. And I laugh so hard and stuff like that. Land Before Time. This is a great cartoon. I think it won like for a couple of seasons. And they don't make things like that anymore. It was a good thing. All right. So they say, oh, those things, they were giant reptile and stuff. But when you watch the composition of those animals, this is not a reptile. This is not this is the typical size of a Triceraptor. Okay, this thing is above 10 feet at least. You know, it's like 3 meters, at least 10 feet. This cannot be a reptile, and this thing is a beast of a machine. All right, so there are. And oops, Hunter. There's a photo, an old photo, where they depicted doing the Gustav gun. So you did not have those. You took those weapons out of the Atlantean armory. Okay, you didn't build those things. Most of those images are AI generated. Sir Charlie, most of them are AI generated. Okay, you don't need a bullet like that to kill a human being or to pierce a fortress. You were killing things in the sea, killing things. You are clearing the land. Okay. All right, that thing you detonated in Russia. Oh, we detonated on an empty land. You detonated in a land and a place that was technologically too advanced. You cannot explain it. Just like a bunch of things in Russia, most people know very little about Russia. Okay, that's what you guys were doing. So all those lies you people are talking about. Okay, World War I tank. All right, you didn't need something like that to shoot another human being. That's not what you guys were doing out there. Remember, the Canaanites, they love get out of hish, destroy stuff and buried stuff, and then come back tell you another story. Oh, that was Australia. You know, Austria was fighting France, and France, Pétain. French General Pétain. Right. Is that Pétain right here? Pétain or Pétain? French General Pétain. No, he didn't cut that. Pétain, yeah. A great trader, right? Is that what that is? Wasn't Pétain the traitor? French military officer who commanded the French army in World War I and later became the head of collaboration regiment Vinci France. Boy, Philippe Pétain. Oh, he wore Verdun. And Verdun. French General Philippe Pétain became a national hero during World War I by successfully commanding the French defense at the Battle of Verdun in 1916 by implementing the Voie Sacrée or Sacred Way supply line and rotating troops to prevent total exhaustion. He halted the German advance, cementing his legacy as the Lion of Verdun. Okay, that was the other guy who was the traitor. Yeah, well, again, you guys said, well, Pétain was here, he was the Lion of Verdun. When is you guys have those titles, calling yourself lions? The Lion of this, the Lion of that. Who has the title of lion? I will let you guys watch this commercial and then tell me who is the true lion. Happy Jubilee is our new album. It is Happy Jubilee is our new album. It is available now on iTunes, Apple Music, Spotify, and any streaming service. You can also watch the music video on our YouTube channel. The link is in the description, and the QR code is at the end of this video. Listen to music that raises your vibration, music in harmony with your peace, music that brings true happiness. The album is by your beloved brother Big Levi. Download it now. Let the music help you reach a higher vibration and a positive frequency. Great glory! All right. Who's the true Lion of Verdun? Okay, most of those stuff are just AI generated way back, and Pétain was there, and those guys were fighting. Okay. World War I, 1916, Verdun. Okay, so you guys, and here's the thing: whenever you guys show those images. Oh, you use that. Oh, those were everybody got the same uniform and everything is, these guys are looking that way. Those dudes are looking this way. Now that you have AI, when you compare those things, it will literally tell you, yeah, those are a bunch of AI generated images because you guys acting like you had the AI so-called technology now, 2022, when it came out and stuff. This thing been there for ages. Okay. The fellow, Leonardo da Vinci painting. Okay, Leonardo da Vinci, to our studies, we realized that there's a lot of his stuff, he didn't actually paint them. He had a super advanced printer, okay, where he would just take a picture of a real person and then it printed it out and act like, hey, he just painted whatever that thing is, when in fact, he had technology that was so far advanced. That's why his stuff was so lifelike. And then when he print those things out, men, usually when they put them in museum and places, men will go there. They will find the pictures, the lips is all withered away. It's all, there's tear and it's wear out because the men will go over there and then they will kiss the picture to death. And they will find a certain substance on the picture, a certain sticky substance. So they have to either repaint, and then they're repainting the picture. And then Leonardo was like, yeah, I ain't gonna touch this hash, man. Y'all niggas need to buy brand new hash from me. And stop doing this thing, man. And they will go ahead and men will go to Leonardo and pay him an insane amount of money to paint women for them. Okay, so there are, through our studies, Leonardo had technologies, okay? Leonardo da Vinci flying machine. So he had the knowledge to have all those flying machine, because it wasn't, he just came up with them. That is because those things were there. They existed. Okay, he was working on technologies to reverse engineering things. All right, those flying machine or those things. This is more like this is not a flying machine at all. This is more interdimensional travel machine that allows you to skip the rather an interdimensional skipping device. I think when I was a kid, I was building something like that. I don't know what it was. I still have it. I'll talk about this somewhere. And then in my mind, it says this is an interdimensional skipping device. You can skip the dimension. Usually, for you to go to dimension 1 to 4th dimension, we are in the 3rd dimension. You have to travel for dimension 1, 2, 3 before you reach 4, 5, 6, 7. You have to go to all of them. But with this device, you can skip them. You just okay, drop me straight to dimension 12, and then it bloop, drop you there. At least that's what that thing beamed into my mind when I was a kid. You know, I was out of my goddamn mind. But anyway, so you guys are liars. You're saying, oh, the dinosaurs and millions of years, men coming and crossing from Africa. You all of you guys from Africa, you know, from Africa and things. And then when you come to the island, you find our beloved Queen Anacaona, rape her, murder her, and hang her, you know, and do all those things and say, oh, well, she was a heretic. She was let me see. Queen Anacaona, death. Okay. That's not Anakaona. Anacaona. Here we go. Okay, this is the beloved queen. Excuse me. Okay, the poetess. Discovery of Haiti, Anacaona suffered more than others from the Spaniards. And this is what you guys did. Okay, you stole all the books, all the gold, all the stuff. You set her house on fire. You rape her. Okay, Nicolas Ovando, Nicolas Ovando and Ojeda burn her, and then they hang her, you know, naked with the crown upon her head. And that's what you guys do. You know, burn and steal and everything and massacre stuff. And then you say, oh, she was a heretic. The beloved queen was a heretic. Okay, they love putting things like that, you know, Taino, and then they put this person in there. She was a very dark-skinned black woman from Leogan. The people know the story. It's not like they don't talk about it, because the moment you try to talk, people were like, oh, you know, they were Spanish people and stuff. No, they were already there. But nonetheless, what you guys do, you come up, you lie. It's the same thing now with those stuff. Oh, it's like this thing, this little, those dinosaurs die because one of the giant, what they call this thing again, the comets or meteor, and kill all of them. One meteor did this? Literally wipe all of them out? Yeah, and stuff like that. Okay, and now those things are all over the earth. It's been millions of years. It haven't destroyed us yet. We did worse than the dinosaurs. What could possibly the dinosaurs did to deserve this fate? Nothing. You people destroy this earth and think, well, there won't be a level dinosaur level of extinction coming towards you. Sir, you are gravely mistaken.
Region. Here in New England, that's pretty insane.
Okay, let's go to another one.
Fireballs lighting up the sky.
This is California by Peter Jinensken and Jim Alberts. This is from Oregon by Joe Constantino. This is from Texas by Luciano Marquez de Rivera. You have like all the coast all over. You got from California, West Coast, which is Oregon, West Coast too, Texas, South, Massachusetts, East, excuse me, and I believe Michigan, North. So in Canada, you have the entire 4 quarters, those things are happening, and you people are like, oh, that's like Elon Musk satellite. That's like Jeff Bezos, Blue Plume. What's that what that is? Blue Origin or whatever that is. Okay, and then this the meteor and that coming and stuff, rocks fragmented 75,000 miles per hour and stuff like that. Tell the people what it is. Judgment is set. It is done. The reason why those things are happening is the plague right here, number 10, thunder voices, boom. And then it is because of Genesis 15, verse 13, when the angel come and visited Abraham. It was Michael, Gabriel, and Raphael. I believe Uriel was not there. It was 3 of them. Uriel was overseeing the city so he could destroy it. Okay? So Raphael was talking to Abraham, and then Gabriel said to him, if this is not the truth, if I'm mistaken, I will retract that. And Gabriel told him, well, he said unto Abraham, know of a surety, Abraham, there will be a specific group of people, specific seed that will come out of your loin, and they will be in the land. And when they say that it's not theirs, they give all the explanation. It is you guys that when in message said, oh, he shall be in the land that is not theirs, and shall serve them, and they shall afflict them 400 years. Who is them? Who is theirs? Who is they? Who is this seed? You guys act like it was only one seed that came out of Abraham. The dude name literally means father of many nations. There's a specific out of this. But nonetheless, you guys never really tell the truth. Okay, you lie all the time. And then now, when this thing is all over, who come to tell the truth now? You guys are coming with your research, and stuff. We heard the boom and stuff. No. When he said this, and then he told Abraham that, and then Michael said, well, don't worry. Also, that nation whom they shall serve, the Holy One will be the judge. And then he said, Abraham, I know you are curious in how this nation is going to be judged. And that was in the apocalypse of Abraham. He said, those are the 10 plagues, this thing going to happen. And 10, thunder voices, the loud boom, loud noise, the weather and all that specifically, because comets are part of the weathers, okay? Meteors are part of the weather. They're from the sky and things like that. But you people are saying, oh, well, that's like, it's just the scientist stuff, NASA and things. And people are like, phew, all right. I thought like that was some announcement where they're going to come after me. I'm glad I'm a good Christian. I have money. I don't give a crap what but this dude is saying. And then if the angel or God come after me, I got guns. I'm going to shoot their asses. Okay.
Whoa! Sonic booms rattling homes. Animals sent scurrying. And one meteorite crashing through a roof.
Boom! Did I hear it? Boom.
The latest came over the weekend.
Look, listen. I think
5-foot meteor exploding above Massachusetts, with a boom heard across the region. Here in New England, that's pretty insane. Mike Hankey of the American Meteor Society has been tracking it all.
When we observe daytime fireballs,
let me enlarge this so you guys will tell me the name of this fellow and who is indeed in the mist. I'm not making this up. Who is indeed in the mist? Again and again, time again, we keep proving it to you people. But again, we are dealing with a very prideful nation, a nation that really don't care about things. So this is what that thing is, okay? Let's keep on moving. Mike Enke, Sir Michael is in the mist.
They're kind of special, okay? They get people excited. They often have the booms. They have to outshine the sun.
In Ohio, a meteor blazed across the sky in March and a sonic boom followed. That month in Houston, reports poured in of a bright fireball and a loud blast. Later, a homeowner found a meteorite had punched into her house.
That's where it came in at.
Extremely rare, as most meteors burn up in the atmosphere. Along the Jersey Shore in April,
a lot of people have been reporting
which proved to you it wasn't the meteor that you guys are saying. Because if this was an actual meteor, not only this house would have been obliterated, the entire city where she resides would have been a crater. In the 1900s, I believe 1910s, around that time, there was a giant meteor that hit a part of Russia. What year was this and what was the name of it? The name of it. Okay, let's try this one. Oh boy. In the 1900s, precisely somewhere around 1910, there was a huge meteorite that hit somewhere part of Russia and destroyed a couple of million trees. Can you tell me the name of the event and how many trees did they destroy and what is that in square miles? And can you compare it to a state or a country, please? I think it should be. All right, Tunguska event. Let me see if it can read it. Let's see if we can read it right here.
You were thinking of the Tunguska event. While it felt like a massive earthquake to the people living hundreds of miles away, and actually registered on seismographs across Eurasia, it wasn't actually an earthquake. It was a colossal meteor airburst, a space rock roughly 150 to 200 feet wide and entered Earth's atmosphere and exploded a few miles above the ground. Because it happened in such a remote, sparsely populated area of Siberia, it took decades for scientists to properly investigate it. Here are the jaw-dropping numbers behind the event. The numbers behind the blast. Date, June 30th, 1908, so just a couple of years shy of 1910. Trees destroyed. An estimated 80 million trees were completely flattened. The shockwave was so specific that it blew the trees outward in a massive radial pattern, looking like a giant fan from above. Area of destruction. It decimated 830 square miles, about 2,150 square kilometers, of taiga forest. Size comparisons. To put 830 square miles of total destruction into perspective, that area is roughly equivalent to U.S. states. It is nearly identical to the size of Jacksonville, Florida, the largest city by area in the contiguous U.S., and covers about 2/3 the size of Rhode Island. Countries. It is larger than the entire country of Luxembourg, 998 square miles, and more than 3 times the size of Singapore, 284 square miles. Major cities. It is roughly 2.7 times larger than New York City, all 5 boroughs combined, and bigger than the entire area inside London's M25 orbital motorway. Had the meteor exploded over a major metropolitan area instead of the deserted Siberian forest, it would have instantly wiped out an entire capital city.
Again, beloved, this thing wasn't that big. It was about 100 to 200 feet wide. It wasn't that big, okay? It's not something that is a 200 and let's see, can we compare this? This thing, if this thing had dropped, let me see. Let's see, it's about like a boat, size of a boat. Okay? It's the size of this yak right there. 200 feet yak. Okay? A 200 feet yak. It's like a rock the size of a 200 feet yak. Not that big. And it wiped out, let's say it would have wiped out a country like Singapore. I think in Indonesia or Singapore. Let me see. It would have destroyed Singapore, okay? The whole country, which is about 289 square miles. It would have done that three times over. this thing, you drop it in the island, it would have wiped out the island of Haiti. Okay, it's not that big. All right, and I think they exaggerated with the 100 and 200 feet. When they find this thing, they say it was like the size of a kitchen table. It was no bigger than a kitchen table. Almost wiped out things, and then you're telling me those are your findings. Oh, a small piece of it make this little hole in this woman's house, and then that's it. If you ever find a meteor, contact your brother Big Levi. Okay, we are in need of one. Okay, so yeah.
As most meteors burn up in the atmosphere. Along the Jersey Shore in April,
a lot of people have been reporting seeing something streak across the sky.
A daytime meteor drawing hundreds of reports. Loud booms follow. In the Pacific Northwest, a vivid green fireball streaking overhead in late April. And in South Carolina, just last week, a mysterious boom shaking the state and confusing residents. The USGS ruled out earthquakes, and experts say a large meteor is a leading theory.
Is this something that people should have on their minds all the time?
Not at all. Most of them are
that guy's
associated with objects that completely burn up.
Okay, that guy's still there. And this video was reported by this guy right there, Mr. Bigelow. Mr. Bigelow, you know who's in the mist? Daniel 12 and 1. All right, let's do this. Study to show thyself approved unto the Holy One.
Because thou hast rejected knowledge, I will also reject thee.
The Holy Spirit, our Mother herself, is in the midst of our class, teaching, showing, and reasoning with us. Come and study with us. Magic, psychology, technology, economy, art. Download our monthly Word of Power, secret and powerful prayers. Join today as a tier. Student. Gravis. And better yet, Intra Templum. We must not cast our pearls before swine. The link is in the description. Join us today. Great glory! Yes, indeed. Join our Patreon because Michael is in the mist. Michael Bigelow or Bigelow is in the mist right here. You've been seeing the name Michael. That telling you to get a Michael Pentacle. If you are a measure, if you can measure up, get a Michael Pentacle, please. I'm begging you. If you can get one, send me an email and get a Michael Pentacle. This is speaking to you, not me. I'm doing the best that I can to provide what I can provide for you folks, Jews and Gentiles alike. If you receive this message, this is what it is, man. Let's keep on moving. All right. Usually there's a bunch of faces over there. I see one here. This one kind of like look very scary. Okay, I don't know if you guys can see it, but if you look right here, and this is look like the head and the side of the eye right there, and this is look like a skull. Okay, there's the eye right here, one eye right there, and the other eye right there, and the chopped nose, and then the scully face right here. It looked like just like the Punisher. Okay, it seems I got like a third eye in the top of it right there. But there are many faces here because if you are spiritually, enlightened, you will be able to see those things. You know, other people will watch that, they won't be able to see it. But for those of you that can see it, yes, there is a face there that look like the Punisher logo. There you go. At least that's what I'm seeing. You know. Okay, the Punisher logo right here. See this skull, the side right there, the eye, you know, the chopped nose, the skull right there. So, excuse me. You know, when you go into this, you can see it here. At least that's what I'm seeing. Okay, the side right here, and then the jawline, the little strap thing over there, and then the side over there, and the skull, the eye, which is left eye, right eye on my perspective, the chopped nose. Can you guys see it? Okay, it looked like a, you know, on a, you know, a smiling skull. Okay, like a actual skull or Ghost Rider skull. There you go. You know, Nicolas Cage, Ghost Rider, great movie. I don't know why people hated the movie. It was a great movie as a kid watching. I'm like, damn, that's like the coolest thing ever, you know? But people tend to hate it, good things, cool things. Ghost Rider is very cool. And it's not science fiction. For a lot of people it is, but it isn't. Okay, let's take this one right here. Now, if you look at the skull right here and you go back to this, you can see there's this thing staring at the stuff right here. It's like a smoke skull. You get the jaw right there, you know, things right there, and got the fire up on his head right there. Those things are real. There are many other things here. If I look, I'll see them, but then again, let's keep on moving. All right, give the Holy One good praise, good glory. Let's keep on moving.
Breaking news.
All right, we begin tonight with this breaking news. There it is. A loud booming noise startling the area this afternoon. Thanks so much for joining us here on your Saturday evening. I'm Amelia Fabiano. What a day. Whether you were around Boston, even down in Rhode Island, you likely heard it this afternoon.
Amelia.
So what the heck was it? Well, now we have an answer, it sounds like. NBC 10 Boston's Malcolm Johnson joins us with more. Malcolm, what do we know about what happened?
Really interesting story here, Amelia. You actually alerted our newsroom to this. NASA is now confirming that a large fireball did streak across Massachusetts around 2:06 this afternoon. And the agency says the amount of energy that was released into the atmosphere from this was equivalent to 26 tons of TNT. And that is why that loud booming noise could be heard throughout the region.
Each sources give you a BS. The first guy said it was because the rock is hot, the moisturization, it explodes. Another person said, oh, well, it's because of the speed, 75,000 miles. And this dude literally telling you, he's a bunch of... This dude literally telling you, hey man, I gotta tell you what I'm seeing on the teleprompter. This hash happened because there's a 26 ton of dynamite in there, TNT. You know, watching cartoon, Wile E. Coyote TNT. You know, watching cartoon, man, you could never take this TNT like something serious. You know, TNT handled with care, you know, with the Wile E. Coyote in there. It's just like, it's Acme detonator. I mean, this is for the people that actually go up watching this type of thing. You should be able to familiar with Wile E. Coyote and the Roadrunner. The Roadrunner. Beep beep. Okay, which is an actual bird. All right, New Mexico. That's where that bird is. All right, it's an actual bird. I didn't even know the Roadrunner was actually real. You know, watching this as a kid, you know, it's funny. Like every place is give you something.
The amount of energy that was released into the atmosphere from this was equivalent to 26 tons of TNT, and that is why...
Okay, 26 tons of TNT. Good grief.
That loud booming noise...
That is why you heard the boom. Not because of the sonic or whatever, but whatever you people are saying.
...could be heard throughout the region. Take a listen. That loud boom...
Back-to-back big bangs, almost like a garbage truck hitting something or dropping something.
...was heard across eastern Massachusetts this afternoon.
I was actually like in my bedroom, and all of a sudden like we heard like a huge explosion or like a big bang, and we were like, oh my god, like what was that?
Super loud boom. I haven't had a tree fall in my house before, so I thought it was that again. And I looked outside, didn't see it, shook the house.
Sonic boom this afternoon was not from an earthquake, it was from a meteor. GLM satellites able to pick it up. The blobs of green offshore are lightning bolts, but then we zoom in and you could see the bolide right there. Bolides are bigger meteors. They're about the size of a car or...
You guys are saying they're lying every day. You refuse to telling the people let me translate what this guy is saying. I'm all of love, man, with Thompson, and this thing is coming. There's nothing we can do about it. And this is judgment, and those are announcing, those are foreshadowing. Whether you're jogging or not, you're going to go straight to hell. And we have NASA here telling us that they don't know hish about this. And X, we don't know nothing. And you have people reporting and smiling and explaining this as something exciting. But it isn't. This is a horrible and terrible omen for all of you that had made a covenant with Cain. You made a covenant with Esau. You made a covenant with Psalm 83. Whether you are Gentiles or not, this is coming for you. All right? That's what that is. That
First,
is
now our
indeed,
Facebook...
indeed the truth. Let's keep on moving. Okay, that's the same thing. We'll watch that. Let's go to there. Oops. All right. Now, people are losing their freaking mind. Okay? All right? This is in Spain. Walls of fire. We gotta take this one after that. Okay? This is over there in Miami. Okay? A few miles down the road from me.
Good evening. Tragedy in Doral after 4 people, including 2 children, were found stabbed to death inside of a home in Doral, Isles.
The mother of the girls was a prominent real estate professional in South Florida. And NBC6's Lorena Inclán is live from Doral with what we know so far. Lorena?
Well, the Miami-Dade Sheriff's Office is investigating this case as a murder-suicide, and we know the 2 young girls were students here at the school behind me, downtown Doral Charter Elementary School. And now, instead of the school year ending on a happy note, many here are left grieving and wondering how this could happen. There was a heaviness in the air today outside downtown Doral Charter Elementary School. Parents embraced and were shocked to hear that 2 sisters and students, 11-year-old Savannah and 8-year-old Sienna, were...
So 11 and 8, those are 2 kids, all right? Their parents, very wealthy. If you can stay in Doral and your daughter's going to charter school, the mother, real estate agent, and the father and things like that. So the kids are not here. As we spoke about this before, what you people will do, you will not put this in the census, okay? You will not say, okay, there were supposed to be 2 kids that were supposed to be in there, but they're no longer with us. Let's subtract that. No. Not only you guys will put those 2 kids, and then you will put that those 2 kids had friends and stuff. They still going to class. We need money to cover them. And then you guys will jack that money and do whatever the hell you want to do with it. Just like that FBI director or whatever, he got away with $40 million in gold. They find $2, $3 million, $7 million in cash in his house and stuff like that. Because that's what you guys do. And you will lie, and when people look at the population, say, hey, we are going. But you guys never said, this is the judgment. This is because of the sin of the forefathers. Actually, those 2 little girls are being spared from what's coming. Okay? So that is indeed the truth, man. Let's keep on moving.
found dead along with their mother, 46-year-old Melanie Heyer, and
okay, she's 46 years old. And of course, the typical, of course, the typical family, the typical Christian with the casse-noisette, if you know what that is. And they got the Christmas trees. They got their, their stuff there, the gift, enjoying the blessing, because it will always stay like that, with the Gucci belt. I'm assuming this is Gucci, but things happen. It's changed.
6-year-old Melanie Heyer and 42-year-old Ryan Witten.
Really, really sad. Everybody's sad in the community.
On Tuesday, the Miami-Dade Sheriff's Office says deputies went to this home in the Catalina neighborhood of Doral Isles after someone asked for a welfare check. That's when they found all 4 people with stab wounds inside the house. Former NBC6 investigative journalist Willard Shepard was a close friend of Melanie's.
She was just an extremely giving person. In a professional capacity, she was an expert in the areas of probate, foreclosure, those types of things.
Heyer often appeared on NBC6, sharing her knowledge about real estate.
This is an amazing market to be buying your house because you're going to own it for less than you would be renting it.
Doral Mayor.
So, again, excuse me, you are seeing now prominent people that are, well, according to the society, are talented, educated, wealthy. At least that's what the image said. They live in a very wealthy neighborhood. They are assuming they have a lot of money. So, and then this type of thing happened. One day, the wife wake up, stab everybody to death. He stabbed the kids, stabbed the mother, and stabbed himself to death. How do you do something like that? Which shows you there was something deeply wrong going on in the background that we don't know. There are things in their spirits and their energy in there. We don't know. But one thing we do know, Genesis 15 verse 13 is over. Pay up.
Christy Fraga also knew Heyer personally, saying in a statement, "As a mother and as someone who personally knew and admired the loving and dedicated mother at the center of this tragedy, this loss feels especially close to home." There were grief counselors here at the school today to speak with students and staff and anyone who needed help processing this news. It will take a long time to figure out, or to process this in this community, since so many people knew the mother and her kids. Now, there are still a lot of unanswered questions here, including the motive and also just how long the bodies may have been inside that home. It's unclear who exactly called the Miami-Dade Sheriff's Office to ask for that welfare check. Reporting live from Doral, Lorena.
The reason indeed. Why? Wealthy family, they've been on TVs, they're selling homes, selling houses, selling land, and the husband turned out, but they don't know if they say murder, suicide, that the husband had to do it. So, why? Time is up. Plague 5, right? Destruction by earthquake and the sword, and number 9, execution by the sword. Literally, horrible and terrible things, but it is the truth. Oops, I think I'll go over. I go over with 3 minutes. Would you like to know who your guardian angel is? Would you like to know which day belongs to you? What color to wear on your day? What perfume or cologne to use? Would you like to know your metal, your house, your element, your flower, your birthstone, and your 5 days of miracles? Do you know your celestial family members? Do you know your opposite side, your shadow side? If you would like to perform your own spiritual background check, please buy our book on Amazon, the 8K Family Handbook. Inside, you will find a step-by-step guide to discovering your spiritual powers. The link is in the description. Find your special abilities and nurture them. Great glory! So if you want to perform your own spiritual background check, get the book. It's not a regular book to sit and read and don't do anything. It's a book to read and find out what is your connection. If you can't do your own spiritual background check, I can do it for you like I do it for other people. It will cost you a fee. Email me and I will tell you how much it will cost so I can do it for you, and I will send you the PDF and everything. I will send you the PDF for the information, and I will do your spiritual background check to know who's your guardian angel, what is your spiritual power, how you can nurture that and nourish it, how can you fulfill what the Holy One sent you down there to do. Let us keep on moving. This is in Spain. All right, came out 19 hours ago on a Thursday. Okay. All right, 65 inches, 65 feet. This is a terrifying moment. Tourists and residents flee a 65-feet wall of fire as more than 170 soldiers and 11 emergency aircrafts race to tackle the blaze. Yeah, cool. Oh, good grief. Okay, this is plague number 2 right here. Fire reconfiguration of the cities worldwide. This is in Spain. Okay, let me enlarge this. Let's keep on moving. Murcia. All right, this is in Murcia. So this thing is burning houses. It's burning the place, and the people don't know what to do. They don't know exactly what's going on, why this is happening, and they are just bringing like little bottle of water. You know, hikers walking on the jagged mountain bridge of Cresta del Gallo raised the alarm yesterday. Okay, all right. Thank you for putting it that way. Okay, so that's what happened. You know, that's what people try to put the fire out with their little hose. You know, and this thing is burning vehicles, places, and there are faces and things in there, which then again, I won't have the time to go into it step by step. All right, so the fire, you cannot fight this fire with this, man. You know, this little blaze thing, you can't fight the fire with that. Not like that. Not this fire. This is a holy fire. Okay, this is in Spain, beloved. Okay, the judgment is worldwide. And this is something that happened just now. Every summer, the Europe, you will see Portugal, you will see France, and Spain already get this thing going on. They don't report that the way that they used to. Plus, many people do not care about that because, hey, those people live over there in Spain. We don't give a crap. You know, but the fire, son, it's something else. Okay, this is the mountain peak where the fire is there. Cover over 270 acres of the ground. Okay, those are the firefighters. Bombera. Is that what that is? Oh, okay. Oh, they say this thing was started by a saboteur. Is that what that is? Is that what they wrote here? Hang on. Okay. In the bombshell statement, the Murcia Emergency Services revealed that they believe the fire was deliberately started by a saboteur, an arsonist. They don't want to call those people over there arsonists, but the holy angels is indeed in the midst. This thing is going on. Let's keep on moving. Oops, let's put this right there. And you guys are lying about the population, and this is what's going on over there in Japan.
One of the oldest societies in the world now struggling to stay young. Japan's fertility rate falling to a record low in 2025, according to new government data, dropping for the 10th year in a row, with about 670,000 new babies last year compared to 1.5 million deaths. The country's population isn't replacing itself. The Prime Minister saying recently the crisis is her top priority.
We recognize that Japan's biggest problem is population decline.
Some researchers warning that if things don't change, its population could be cut in half by the end of the century. Japan's rapid aging is profoundly changing its economy and society. The market for adult diapers now bigger than for baby diapers. Multiple companies told.
We talked about this before, okay? And this is the greatest sphere, diminution. That's the greatest sphere. It's not alien, it's nothing, it's just collapsing. They can't come back here anymore. They put this stuff in there. The baking, the oven is not working, and half mass, a third leg, weak, wiggling, spaghetti noodle third leg, it ain't working, like with a broken oven, with a broken egg, the dough went sour. And we already told you, Japanese men are not into this stuff. Most Japanese men don't. It's not like they're tired. They like, yo, we ain't into this stuff, man. Give me this anime girl over there. Give me this 3D version of this thing, but the actual real thing, we don't need it. And you have men out there, going after other men, especially men that are going after women and call those women thirsty. If those women go out there looking for men and say, well, we live in a country, the men are limp, the men can't stand up on their 2 feet, they are not paraplegic, they can walk, they just can't stand, they don't want to stand. We want men that can stand with us. We want actual men. And you will see a bunch of cowboys coming in and say, leave our men alone. You guys are thirsty. You're not a decent woman. You're not a virtuous woman. Dude, man, shut the what the hell are you guys? And I'm not talking about those Japanese women. I'm talking about any women that say, well, I need a man and stuff. Next thing you know, a bunch of dudes like, whoa, you ain't going to take our money. You ain't going to take the... We men don't date women anymore. What are you implying, we men? Dude, listen, man. If you have the badge, they can see these cowboy boots with the spurs. Is that what that is? Let's see if we can get the cowboy boots with the spurs. You got your cowboy boots with your spurs in there, when you saddle another fellow, you ride that horse until you can't ride no more on that dirt road. Where is Little Nas X when you need that fellow? Is that what that is? That song, Old Town Road and stuff like that. Yeah, you got that boot with the spurs in there. Make sure like when you saddle this horse, yank it with that spurs. Make sure this horse is no who's boss. I mean, that's your thing, son. That's what you do, man. I mean, that's what y'all niggas do, son. You wear this boots with these spurs and saddle another dude, and things like that, and then go for the Walk-Back Mountain movie. There you go. The two cowboys there, guys all relaxing, and after that, going to play the Joker, Batman, and then that movie about that guy reporting the news, killing people, and then stuff like that. But none of this. The two dudes in there with their horses, stuff like that. Let's go in the mountain and break another fellow. That's your thing, sir. But do not include us, we men. We men don't date women anymore. No. How about no, good sir? You don't date women. You and the other dudes. Okay, you don't date women anymore. Okay, that's what you guys do. You don't talk to women. You don't, because they're too proud. That's the pretext. All right, but nonetheless, over here, beloved, over here in Japan, most of the Japanese men, they're like, yo, man, it's not like we're tired. We're just not into into the anime femboys. Well, no, not femboys. You know what I meant. There you go. Okay, most Japanese men, a hell of a lot of them, are into femboys. Okay, what they are calling twink, twinkling twink. Okay, this is a boy, and the I forgot the name of it. It's like the seven friends. They become the royalty, whatever. It's a little boy that have a little girl body with a massive cake, and then they will make him do girl stuff. It's a really pretty interesting anime, but that's what Japan do. You know, Japan is really heavily into this thing. The blind swordsman, Taisochi, what's the name of the Zatoichi? If you watch this movie, you'll understand what's going on. It's in the Japanese culture. You know, they perverted the samurai culture, but that's what that is, okay? So most of those dudes like, yo man, we ain't into this ish, man. You know, we tired of women. And that right, other dudes that always tired of women, you know? Not because you got some beef with your girl or you were refused or butt down or, you know, rejected back when you were in high school or whatever. Nah, not that. You guys are building a very specific group of young men. And those dudes, they are young. They don't know anything about women yet. You guys are building a pool. When you are thirsty, you can draw water from this pool. That's what that is. Let's keep on moving.
Told Reuters 2 years ago, many seniors live alone and struggle to access full-time care. Thousands end up in jail. In 2024, those over 65 made up more than 30% of all female inmates. The majority of them caught for petty theft, according to government statistics. This trend, bubbling for decades in Japan, may be a sign of things to come around the world. Almost all countries in Europe and much of South America now have fertility rates too low to keep their populations steady. Even China seeing a years-long population decline. All getting the attention of the world's richest man, Elon Musk, part of a growing pro-natalist movement.
I think if
world richest man, poor natalist for life niggas. Suddenly now you elites all worry about the so-called population decline. Anybody remember in the early 2000s, early 90s, late 90s? Oh, overpopulation, there are too many people in Africa. We need to go over there and do something about it. Remember the whole scumbag about the teenage unwed mothers, the Clinton era, and your old school in the miss? Let's see, when was that? I really need to change this thing, man. Oh, see? Whatever. When was the teenage unwed mother movement took place? Was it under Clinton? The movement to address to reduce teen unwed motherhood primarily peaked in the 90s under Clinton administration. Yeah, that's right. But they were targeted black kids, okay? They were targeted black women and black people. The Clintonian September 2003 powerful and tender movement unfolded. First African Methodist Episcopalian. So that's what they were doing. Okay, they were targeting black women. Okay, since doing Jim Crow, since the slavery, you know, they were targeting black women. And the Code Noir in Haiti, if there's a ratio where you won't find it, but it's in the Code Noir. And the Code Noir, or the Black Code, they said when they implemented first over there in the island, they said there must be a ratio of whites and black. The moment the blacks overtaking the whites, since the black women, she can give birth to any race, whatever seed you plant in there, they will give birth to it. So they start castrating the men. If the population there is, for every one white man, there is 7 black men or 10 black men, they will castrate 9. Okay, they will let the other 1 man to breed. And when they say castrated, they mean remove everything. Not just the testes, everything. The whole package, they remove it. And this man is just like a woman walking around. All he can do, all he knows is, walking the shore. And those men were used as fleshly things, fleshly playthings for, powerful white men, because that's what they do. And those men grow up, this thing is embedded in their DNA. Some of them have children before, and they pass on that thing. This thing is going on. You guys, you millionaires, billionaires, you're like, oh, Bill Gates gonna go to Africa and then reduce the population with vaccine. Too many people over there, too many people over there. And that's all you billionaires were doing. And that's what you guys did. Okay, that's what you guys did. You push the whole abortion issue in the black community. You push it, the whole cowboyism with this Mr. Barack Obama. During the Obama era, oh, good grief. Men being in college, men young, this thing was all over, men. Young black men you meet, that's the identity, that's the life. Everything is based on their genital. This thing was push, but it was just a front. The people that was pushing this, because they were that, the effect kind of bounced back and did this.
For most countries, they should view the birth rate as the single biggest problem they need to solve.
The U.S. fertility rate also falling to an all-time low in 2025, with less than half of adults under 30 saying having children is important to them. Jaded for a host of reasons, including concerns about the environment, something we've covered.
We're not sure that we're going to have kids because we don't want to bring...
That's the typical lies. Why? This is the typical random cookie cutter lie.
Our kids into a world like this.
It's part of why about the environment, something we've covered.
We're not sure that we're going to have kids because we don't want to bring our kids into a world like this.
It's part of...
So you don't want to bring children to a world like this. That's why you guys don't want to have kids, because of the environment. Food is too much and things like that. Code Noir Haiti punishment. So this is a mother. She ran away to go see her child. And what you guys did, you tie up a chain around her neck and one of her feet, and then you give her 2 sticks to walk. You let her stay like this for at least a year or 2 until the leg rotten and just fell away. When our mothers were hung upon trees and beat and forced to bring children, when our mothers would do something that you don't like, you will take a 50 pound, 100 pounds of steel tied up to the leg. You make them stand on the tippy toe and put the giant heavy steel on the left temple and make them stay there for like hours until they collapse. Some of them die. Yet they nurture their children. Yet they bought them. They didn't complain about, oh, well, it's the environment and stuff like that. When you were taking our women and beat them and bring them, and these women were about to get things done with them. And then when they brought the child, you're like, well, they're supposed to be doing that. When they watch their men naked, where you would go into town, they will put everybody here, and the white men will just lay down on this man and go into town with him, finish his job, and then he will have another Negro, preferably a Canaanite, beat the hell out of him in front of his mother, wife, children, and stuff. They never said we should never bring children because of slavery and stuff like that. They would have been killed. You put it in Le Code Noir. Okay? Edith Dubois by the King Louis XIV. At least that's what you say. The king is the one that did this. Okay? It's actually a real book that is there. It's in French. Was implemented in 1501 in Haiti. We know this thing for the people that study. When you would go into our little daughters, little girls, little boys, you will do horrible things unto them. You will do this to our beloved. But our people never said anything about like, hey man, you know, because of slavery, I'm not going to bring children. When you went in the Congo, your forefather, Leopold, and chopped their hands off because they couldn't work what you were asking them to bring you something that was virtually impossible. You cut off their hands. And you will take picture proudly showing this. And you did all this genocide and all those horrible and terrible things. Those are the mothers. Proudly standing there. King Leopold. And he claimed he did nothing. They never said it was the environment. They never said it was the economy and stuff like that. They couldn't say we can't bring children because you're murdering and raping them. You're murdering and raping us. But when things start happening to you, you give the typical things. And you see black folk out there repeating the same. Oops. All right, let's go ahead and take another break right quick. Oops. What is this? There we go. Study to show thyself approved unto the Holy One.
Because thou hast rejected knowledge, I will also reject thee.
The Holy Spirit, our Mother herself, is in the midst of our class, teaching, showing, and reasoning with us. Come and study with us. Magic, psychology, technology, economy, art. Download our monthly Word of Power, secret and powerful prayers. Join today as a tier. Student, Gravis, and better yet, Intra Templum. We must not cast our pearls before swine. The link is in the description. Join us today. Great glory! Indeed, come and study with us through our Patreon. We've got some few changes that are coming. Yes, and this is the stuff. Black folk are repeating this thing too. So, because of, hard things and stuff. Let those people say garbage like that. The Holy One literally make it impossible for them to have children. If you know, you know.
Saying having children is important to them. Jaded for a host of reasons, including concerns about the environment, something we've covered.
We're not sure that we're going to have kids because we don't want to bring our kids into a world like this.
It's part of why the Trump administration is making a big push for Americans to have more children.
I want more babies in the United States of America.
Planning to give money directly to newborns in so-called Trump accounts, launching next month. But experts have told us, as we've covered this trend, that economic incentives don't always move the needle.
Nobody dislikes getting money, but it's not usually enough to kind of budge people to have kids when they wouldn't otherwise have them.
Japan has tried implementing similar solutions, to no avail. The government there saying it only has a few years before its declining birth rate becomes unstoppable.
It's already unstoppable. And this isn't a money thing. You do know that money could never resolve the money problem. If money could resolve the money problem, then this world has a money problem. But this world has all the money in the world. But it still have problem. But this is the money problem, man. They try that everywhere. It won't work because you guys refuse to tell the people exactly what happened. You refuse to tell them the reason why this happened because we did this to them people over there.
Troubling forecasts that could have ripple effects across the globe.
Raf is joining us now. And Raf, there's a nexus to immigration policy.
We're not going to listen to Ralph right there. No, Ralph can eat hish for like here. Let's keep on moving.
Thank you.
Here's the thing. You guys are saying this stuff, and here's this. Okay, let's listen. Let's listen to that.
With the rise of social media, podcasting, and independent reporting, traditional news media is slowly losing its audience. It's because more Americans say they can't trust what they see on their TV screen, read in the newspaper, or what they hear on the radio. A 2025 Gallup poll found only 28% of Americans said they have a great deal or fair amount of trust in newspapers, television, or radio to report the news fully, accurately, and fairly. That's down from 31% in 24 and 40% in 2020. 7 in 10 adults said they haven't had much confidence or no confidence in traditional news reporting. Well, today we're learning even more about a specific group of people who are turning out major media outlets. A new focus group found that black men are turning to other forms of media for news at a high rate. The focus group was conducted by the Democratic firm Navigator Research. The firm allowed Phil Lewis, senior front page editor for the Huffington Post, to watch the focus group. Phil joins us now to share what he learned. Phil, thanks so much for joining us tonight.
What year is this? What happened here? Like, is it you guys are just waking up to realize that this declining black men are turning away from mainstream media? Like now? This is just this is shocking. We just find out that, we've been demonized, demoralized, do everything to you folks on the news, on movies and everywhere. And then now you guys are not watching our hish, but we shocked. What could cause that? Well, let's listen to this fellow.
Right.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Based on the results that you witnessed and you found from this focus group, what results or what stood out most to you about this?
Yeah, so great question. The focus group was about black men who had voted for Trump in 2024 and either voted for Biden in 2020 or were just Democratic leaning. Pretty much a lot of what the focus group was about was the Trump administration expressing concerns, specifically about Trump's leadership, the economy and inflation. But what I thought was
that
really
has nothing to do with Trump,
input.
Democrat or Republican. It has everything to do with our beloved waking up. Didn't listen to the. We don't lean to the left. We don't lean to the right. We keep walking straight up. We keep walking straight up. Stay out of it. Stay out of it. It's not like we woke now. I don't know where people get this thing, but the Holy Spirit is in the midst. That's why our people come here to watch the news. Because you guys refuse to tell the truth. It's not like you can tell the truth. You cannot. It's one of the 5 key points that your forefather, the great murderer Cain himself, said, do not tell the truth. You can't tell the truth. That's how we have to go and make the Easter Trouble video, so to speak. And then we tell the truth and tell the people what's going on, because you aren't telling them the truth.
In their responses regarding the media, they had all pretty much said, hey, we don't really go to the mainstream media, so that's like CNN, MS Now, to find our news. We're going on podcasts, we're finding independent creators online on platforms like YouTube, Joe Rogan and Roland Martin, figures like these, to find their news. So I thought
that's a bunch of garbage. Joe Rogan, Roland Martin. Woo, go. Oh man, we'll go to those clowns and get news, man. And people say, Big Levi, I just listened to the Roland Martin, and then I got the news over there. and stuff, and Joe Rogan. Who goes there? Not even white men. White people go to Joe Rogan and Warren Martin to get news from them. You do know there's a lot of white folks out there that are even tired of those people, man. They're like, I'm tired of you people, man. Do you know the soul-crushing feeling of living, of waking up and realize that you are white? You know that? You are white, that your people do a lot, and you're going to have to pay for this. And every time you look around, it reminded you of your forefathers' sin. And your people refuse to do anything about it. If anything, they'll blame everything on they keep the status quo. They ain't budging. Their population is dropping. They ain't budging. The economy is destroyed. They ain't budging. They keep on status quo. What they said, that's what they said. That's what they keep. That's what they're going to keep follow. Some of those people got enough. Like, yo, I'm tired of you guys, man. You guys make everything like so hard, so impossible, and then you're blaming things on Oprah and Jay-Z and Puff Daddy and the black elites as if they are the one who control this issue. You are doing this. Well, we are doing this through the Most High and the Holy Spirit and the angels, but whatever.
That was really interesting to me, and that's what I wrote the story about.
Phil, let me ask you, what were some of the main reasons, highlight them again if you could, that why these men said they were turning away from mainstream media to other forms of media?
Yeah, so, I mean, I talked to a group of men from Georgia and Michigan and North Carolina, and one of the responses, one of the men who was from Atlanta actually had said mainstream media seemed just too controlled. The large news outlets seemed to be more controlled in what they had to say, and they didn't feel as though they could trust what they were getting from these outlets, and so they preferred actually to focus on their local news outlets.
Well, here's the thing. This dude is a plant. It's just some dude they pay to go out there and repeat it. Try to. What they are seeing, beloved, the Esau's troubles and other brothers and sisters that are doing things out there, it's growing. They don't want to show the numbers, but it's growing. Not only black men, women, children, all the nation are watching this, and you can see this in their videos. They don't go out there and listening to CNN, Fox News, and all the other scumbags. They know they are not telling the truth. So if they want to know truth, if they want to know something that will help them, something that will really be beneficial to them, they want to learn, because the Holy Spirit is in the midst of us. They know that. So they don't watch your CNN and stuff. That's why a bunch of news now, they are being canceled. The one with Cad and so and Swazo Porn was making $40-something million a year. I don't know. They canceled that and stuff, because those things, a lot of folks out there, though they are white, so to speak, they cannot withstand this 24/7 hatred for a group of people. They don't know why they should hate them. They just like, oh, it's their fault because they are the thieves out there. They stole, welfare. They are committing a crime, and you should go out there and hate it for that. You should go out there because you saw something in the news. One of them did. It's all of them that have done these things like that. Go hate them, and they do that. Okay, now you have those people coming out there and they are making videos and saying, we've been duped. My generation has been duped because you told us to work hard and save money, go to college, and you will be good and stuff like that and stuff. That's not what they told you. The so-called baby boomers or whatever that generation you refer, never told you to go to school, to be smart and learn and stuff like that. They told you, if you want to be something in life, make sure you keep them people down. And that's what you guys did. But the issue is, the curse is done. It's over. It's moved upon you now. You are no longer, you're not able to do the same thing that your previous generation used to do, at least to a certain magnitude, though, our beloved. And then now it's turning upon you, and now you say, well, I did everything that you guys said to do, but nothing is working. Okay, and then you guys all over complaining. And I just love certain black folk go out there and say, yeah, me too, man. Things are hard for me, just now. And my people, we're having it hard. No, we just say, hey man, welcome to the hood, man. Just hey, we ain't got no place for you to sit. You know, yeah, the ground is plenty. Get your ass in there and sit there.
Some of them mentioned that their local news outlets. One of the respondents from Detroit that said he really focuses on his local Fox station there in Detroit. So local news was pretty trustworthy for them, and also these independent creators on these social media platforms.
It's good to hear that they trust local news. Let me ask you, I'm curious, in the results of this, did age play a factor? I mean,
so local news is good because we just watched a few local news where this guy he stabbed his wife and then murder, his daughters, 2 daughters, things like that. Bring it to CNN, politics. Bring it to Fox News, politics. Oh, they are immigrants. They Democrats. Oh, they are Republican. They had black friends. The wife was cheating with a black man, and the black man was everything has to be a fucking politics for you guys. You guys can just sit here and say, man, something's going on. Probably the husband was depressed, lost his job. He was not making as much money as it. No, it is always like, well, this is the fault of President Trump. It's the fault of the previous administration, Biden. Get out of here, son.
Were older men one way and younger men a different way?
Yeah, so great question. So I did have I saw a range of people that were involved in this focus group, and surprisingly, for example, the 55-year-old said, "Hey, I go on YouTube to find my news, and I rely on social media." And so I think social media it plays such a heavy role in kind of our lives now. Like even older adults, like I know my family, right? When I think about the older folks in my family, they're on Facebook all the time to find their news, right? Mm-hmm. So age actually didn't play that large of a role, and I think that's what made the entire story, like the piece of it. I want to focus on how they were responding to the news and where they were finding it.
We have about 30 seconds left. Was there anything? Yeah. Did the men say there was anything that mainstream media could do to win back their trust?
I think the main thing was more so just focusing on issues that they care about. Mm-hmm. But that was pretty broad. I mean, that could be anything. But they were mostly saying that, hey, we want to be represented. We want our stories to be told. Kind of
bull. If there is a race of men that is always represented in the news, is black men, but not in the positive way, not in the light.
In the media, I think they find that through local and independent creators.
Fascinating for sure. Phil Lewis, senior front page editor.
Yeah, whatever. So let's keep on moving, man.
So we begin with that murder.
Okay, all right. Listen, this is over there in Long Island.
Case on Long Island of a 22-year-old man who died in his father's arms after he was stabbed in the neck while he slept.
News 4's Paisley Chang live for us in Massapequa now with new details about that woman who police say carried out such a heinous crime, Paisley.
Yeah, Adam and Gilma, family members of the victim cried out loud in court today as the prosecutor detailed how this young man was killed. 22-year-old Kristen Scully is described as an acquaintance, and now she's been charged with his murder. Why she allegedly did it is still unclear. Did you do it?
No comment from Kristen Scully as she was led out of police headquarters in handcuffs. The 22-year-old accused of killing 28-year-old Bobby Carragher in his home.
Kristen Scully became angry towards our victim and stabbed him in the neck while he lay sleeping in bed. He climbed the stairs to seek the assistance of his mother, screaming.
Police say it's not clear if the two were romantically involved, but they were acquaintances. Scully had been invited to his house. After his parents found him bleeding to death in the kitchen, a massive police search ensued, with cops searching every corner of this neighborhood.
I woke up at 2 in the morning to red lights and woke my mom up, and then we saw that there was something wrong with the house because there was a lot of cops and ambulances.
Police say Scully was found hiding inside the Carragher's home along with a pocket knife they believe is the murder weapon. Today, she was charged with murder in the second degree. She pleaded not guilty. Neither.
So, again, when you look at those people's eyes, and you look at their facial features, You look at their mannerism, you see it's emptiness. There's nothing. Despair and wickedness. It's just nothing. You wait until this man go to sleep. You guys had an argument, something he said you didn't like, something he did, you did not like it. So you take a knife, you wait until he goes to sleep, you stab him in the neck, and you kill him. This isn't the nature of those people to do this type of things. You will not see things like that in national news, and they will call her a Democrat, or she killed a white man for a black man and stuff like that. So things like this is pretty much a local news and things that happen in Long Island. You are witnessing those things you love because there is a spirit out there, spirits of vengeance, a spirit of persecution, and a spirit of restitution, a spirit of justice. You love hanging our men by the neck. Charlie Kirk got nicked in the neck. You love kneeling upon their neck. And these things are happening to your men in the neck. This fellow that trained Charlie Kirk went and played pickleball. He got fall and snapped his neck. The neck is the holder of the head, and if the neck gets stabbed and cut, that means the head fell, and the tail is now the head.
She pleaded not guilty. Neither the Scully family or the victim's family stopped to speak to reporters, but Bobby's friends remembered him fondly.
Bobby lit up any room he went into. He was the funniest person ever that ever lived.
Wouldn't even hurt a fly.
A lot of sick people this was.
The kid wouldn't hurt a fly.
Friends say Scully and Carragher had been friends for several years.
It's a girl he spoke to, and he's been to his house multiple times. She was welcomed in by his family, and she waited for my friend to fall asleep, and she killed him.
Killed the fellow. She waited until he fell asleep and killed the guy. Horrible, man. But hey, that's what you people do, okay? Would you like to know who your guardian angel is? Would you like to know which day belongs to you? What color to wear on your day? What perfume or cologne to use? Would you like to know your metal, your house, your element, your flower, your birthstone, and your 5 days of miracles? Do you know your celestial family members? Do you know your opposite side, your shadow side? If you would like to perform your own spiritual background check, please buy our book on Amazon, the 8K Family Handbook. Inside, you will find a step-by-step guide to discovering your spiritual powers. The link is in the description. Find your special abilities and nurture them. Great glory! Alright, so do your background check. If you can't do it, contact me. I'll do it for you. Send me an email. I'll send you the information. Make sure you got that yay, because it will cost you. Let's keep on moving.
A horrific scene unfolding in Iowa. A man accused of shooting and killing his 6 family members, including 4 at home. And tonight, authorities are calling this an act of evil. Here's Rhiannon Alley.
Tonight, police are investigating a series of homicides, all members of the same family, across a tight-knit Iowa community just south of Cedar Rapids.
I simply do not have the words. This act of evil and what it has done to our community.
Police say around noon Monday, officers in Muscatine responded to reports of several shots fired.
Got one with a gunshot wound.
4 people were pronounced dead at the scene. The suspect, identified as 52-year-old Ryan Willis McFarland, McFarland fleeing the scene, police discovering 2 more victims in separate locations. Officers finally tracking McFarland to a trail along the Mississippi River. As police closed in, he took his own life. David, investigators have not revealed McFarland's relationship to the victims, but believe the violence might have started from a domestic dispute. David?
Rhiannon Alley, what a horrific story.
So, and where's the photos of the fellow? This happened in Wyoming? Is that what that is? There we go. Mr. David right here had an issue with his family, and he killed 6 of them. This isn't something that just happened once or it just happened. People like, I'm shocked that this stuff happening. This happens on a daily basis. To our beloved out there, you need to protect yourself. There are multiple ways to do this. Through prayers, daily prayers. To know your guardian angel and task it to protect you. And the other side to go out there and clear path for you. And you can get a micro pentacle, very useful, because for someone to do something like this, and they call it an act of evil, which it is, you must have the very, very terrible spirit upon you to kill 6 family members. Okay, I understand that your dad, your mom, your uncle, you have beef with them and stuff, but to lay down 6 people, what could have they possibly done to this fellow? I don't know. Maybe they deserve that. But this type of thing happened because the judgment is out there. Let's keep on going.
Hello, everyone. I'm Sheriff Wayne Ivey, and this evening I want to give our community an update on an arrest related to the untimely and tragic death of Jody Cowan. Now, I'll start by saying that earlier today, with the assistance of our partners at the Melbourne Police Department, Linda Cutler was taken into custody for 1 count of manslaughter. At the time of her arrest, Cutler was staying at the Hilton Hotel on the beach, which in my opinion is absolutely disgusting, given that her inactions led to the horrific death of an innocent woman who was simply trying to walk her own dog in her neighborhood. As some of you may already be aware, this incident occurred during the early morning hours of May 19th, when the victim was walking her dog in the neighborhood and was attacked by 2 dogs belonging to Cutler that had once again gotten out of their yard and were roaming the neighborhood. The dogs, identified as Max and Mako, climbed over the owner's fence and began to brutally attack and maul Cowan, forcing her to the ground, viciously attacking her, and eventually dragging her across the ground for quite some distance. A home security camera captured a large part of the attack on video that I want to warn you is extremely troubling and graphic. As you can see in the video, Cowan attempted to protect her own dog while running from the animals in an effort to keep from being attacked, but was eventually overwhelmed and pulled to the ground. As the attack continued, the victim's spouse heard her screaming for help from the yard and raced outside in an effort to stop the attack, which he was eventually able to do by swinging a knife at the dogs and trying to drive them away. Cowan was transported to a nearby trauma center due to the extent of her injuries and was subsequently pronounced dead by hospital staff approximately 4 hours after the attack initially occurred. As a result of the incident, agents with our homicide unit initiated a death investigation, which ultimately revealed that Linda Cutler had specific and documented knowledge that her dogs repeatedly got out of her yard, and additional knowledge that her dogs were attacking humans and had actually bitten someone. The investigation further revealed that Cutler took minimal action to prevent the dogs from getting out of her yard, even after being cited by Animal Services previously for her dogs being at large and being made aware that her dogs actually bit a neighbor who had to seek medical treatment. And
okay, when, of course, we have this right here. Number 7, wild beasts will be their grave. And people, I don't like to speak about dogs or animal. I used to have a little Rottweiler. I used to name him DMX. My first dog was like a little regular dog. I used to name her Love. And I have terrible experience with dogs because when I have them, they always get killed. I used to live by the street, a main street, and car will just run so fast. And them dogs were backward. You know, there's that old dog, there's the young dog, and there's that one stupid dogs. And all those dogs that I had, they were stupid dogs. They will run after cars and get run over. So, and it seems people, there's certain group of people, they put more emphasis. They love their dogs more than they love themselves. They love their dogs more than they love human. Here's the thing. A dog is an animal, okay? It has this animal instinct. They are very territorial, okay? When a dog run after a cat, it's not like because it's a cat, it attack it. No, it's a territorial dispute. That's why when dogs, you know, go to fire hydrant and a dog, okay? When dogs see fire hydrant, they will mark it as their territory. They will pee on it. Okay, this is their territory. Or they go to a place, they will get territory. So when they sniff a place, they will get a lot of information in there. That's how they communicate. It's a territorial things. So you got a little poodle, you know, little cute little dog like that, and then you walking around. It happened all the time. I spoke about this in the class where there's this lady in our building. She has a nice little poodle dog, and there's a fellow got this huge pit bull, and the pit bull had babies. And usually when animals have babies, when it comes to any of this type of animal, the mothers become very protective, very aggressive. Okay, they will protect their youngs, and they'll see anything that is outside of themselves as somewhat a threat. If they see another little dog approaching them or their puppies, they will just go ahead and attack, especially if this is an aggressive breed. Not saying that pit bulls are aggressive breed, because I know nothing about those stuff, okay? This will happen. So this woman was walking her dog, and then the other dog went after that to attack her, you know, her dog, and she tried to pull the dog away, and unfortunately the dogs attack her. So those dogs, those pit bulls, they are bred to kill, and once they bite, they will not let go. Okay, you're gonna have to kill them before they let go. And the lady that those pit bull belong to, she faked a heart attack, you know. Okay, woman owner allegedly fakes heart attack to avoid arrest, you know, because she didn't care about that. Okay, so they live in a community. I'm pretty sure it was a cowboy community, because her partner came out, you know, her wife or her husband, well, her wife came out there and shoot the dog away and things like that. This thing, we see it all the time, whether it's prophecy or not. You have to there's a brother in the nation that was attacked by, you know, a dog, where the owner of the dog didn't care at all. Police came and they're like, I don't give a because they don't. There are a lot of people out there that don't care, you know, for their life. Me personally, if I am being attacked by a dog and I am armed, the first thing I'm going to shoot would be the owner. And I'm not going to shoot this owner in the leg, you know, like in the butt or something. I'm going to shoot this owner, make sure that he or she will never come back from this. Then I'm going to take care of the dog. Because those people are doing these type of things on purpose. Some people have dogs, they are very responsible, they will not let it, and they don't keep aggressive dogs. You should never keep a giant aggressive dog in your house with your children, or a smaller dog. When those dogs bite, they bite in the neck, they bite where they can kill you. They bite on the ribs. They tipped out. A woman from California, she went and see her boyfriend, and something happened. She had a smaller dog, and then they went after this dog. She tried to pull the dog away, and the big dog attacked her. They bite her in the ribs. They pull her ribs apart, and all her organs fell. Okay, so this type of thing happen. So you need to be very careful with those huge breed of violent dogs. All right.
A man attacked by a dog, then brutally attacked by a group of men in the middle of the day along the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
Yeah, CBS LA's Brittany Ehrman is live with how this animal attack, Brittany, turned into now a homicide investigation.
Well, Leslie and Gio, it happened right here in broad daylight in Hollywood's most popular tourist areas. Now, family members tell me the man was just waiting for the bus. He was attacked by an aggressive dog, and that led to his murder.
He was being chased by a dog along with 4 men, and they stabbed my brother to death.
A family now left grieving after losing their loved one in the place he loved most.
He loved being amongst the stars. The business owners knew him, so he wasn't just a random person.
The Los Angeles Police Department says the violent altercation happened on May 20th around 3:30 in the afternoon on Hollywood Boulevard. Family members say 37-year-old Barry Henderson was waiting at a bus stop near Las Palmas Avenue when a dog attacked him. Surveillance video shows the chaotic moments. You can see Henderson wearing a white t-shirt running into the street as a dog chases him and appears to bite him. Relatives say Henderson pulled out a knife and stabbed the dog while trying to defend himself. You can see a group of men, including the dog's owner, confront Henderson and appears to show the suspects punching and stabbing him.
They followed him. They tracked him down.
And here's the thing. If you are the owner of a dog and your dog attacks somebody and that person defend themselves and they kill your dog or they harm your dog, there's nothing you can do. But there's a group of folks that are trained to do this, to protect their dog no matter what. Their dog always right. Whatever the dog do, it's a right thing to do. And you ain't gonna do hish. The guy in our building, when the dog went and attacked the woman that was walking her little dog, the dude was like, he was oblivious. The guy was like, he called the dog, yeah, stop, man. Always doing some bull, stop. And if the woman is like, if you weren't there, this dog would have killed not only my little dog, he would have killed me. And one of those dogs attacked a loved one of mine that was riding a bike, and the dog run after her and then bite the bike seat and they tear up the bike seat, the bike seat. People think it's cute to walking around with a giant aggressive dog. It's cool, like, yo, I'm gangster, I'm walking around with a giant aggressive dog, like, yo, y'all niggas can mess with me, you know? I got this giant dog, and once this dog go out there and kill someone or do something like this, people want to fake heart attack, people want to get violent. This man was attacked by a dog, you went after him, you murder him because of that. And you people was like, well, there'll be no justice and stuff like that. I'm going to go to heaven. Okay.
To continue to attack him.
Video shows Henderson stumbling toward a wall as a security guard appears to call for help. Police say Henderson suffered multiple stab wounds. He was taken to the hospital where he later died.
He wasn't an aggressor. He didn't do anything wrong. If a dog attacked you, you have the right to defend yourself.
Now his family is turning their grief into action, wearing shirts demanding justice for Barry Henderson.
When I think of my brother, I think of a gentle giant. He was a tall guy. When you see him, he just so
you can
cool.
see the family, they are very good people. You know, use their body postures, their skin, they are not marred, and their speech, the way that they speak, you don't feel certain type in them, certain spirit in them. The brother was a clean brother. He was just waiting on the bus.
Calm, collective.
His family says they want people to remember who Henderson was, not how he died.
We only had one brother, you know. We only had one brother, and they took him away from us.
Now, officers took 3 people into custody at the scene, but the person accused of stabbing Henderson fled, but officers later arrested him. The LA County Sheriff's Office tells us one of those 4 suspects posted bail this week. Live in Hollywood tonight, Brittany Ehrman, CBS LA.
Let's keep on moving.
Men are behind bars tonight after 2 young children were found living in what Temple police described as deplorable conditions, surrounded by rotting garbage, maggots, and filth.
Tonight, News 10's Jasmine Lotz spoke with neighbors who say the signs were there. They just didn't know how serious they were. Jasmine?
Yeah, that's right, Lauren and Gordon. Officers were called to East Young Avenue 9 days ago after neighbors noticed a smell they couldn't ignore. But what they found inside that home is something the street won't soon forget.
It looked like any other house on East Young Avenue in Temple, but behind that door, officers say 2 children ages 8 and 10 were living in conditions almost too disturbing to describe. Rotting garbage covered every surface, maggots filled the sink, rodents' feces throughout. The children were found sitting in a bathtub half filled with dirty water, their clothes filthy, their hair matted and infested with bugs. According to an arrest affidavit, the children told officers they had never been to school. They say they were the ones caring for each other because the 2 men in that home were not providing them with food.
My sister was the one who called the police. I know Seth said the police and maybe like a detective were still outside. And so I came outside and the smell hit me even worse.
Scout Guy says her sister made that call after recognizing a smell she knew all too well. She says she wants to work as a mortician, and when the odor became undeniable, she told police she feared the elderly man next door had died. Neighbor Melissa Garcia says she has lived on this block for 7 years. She says she occasionally hears a child playing alone in the backyard of the house after dark on school nights.
And it was a weekday, so I was like, why is she up?
Yet she never knew those kids had never set foot in a classroom.
I'm glad that they took the kids away. Those men deserve what they get right now, because that's not right. You don't ever treat a child that way, ever.
34-year-old Michael Robbins and 68-year-old John Robbins.
Michael and John, this dude is 34 years old. I'm assuming he is 34 and he's the 60 whatever. Those kids were born in the house, don't know who their mother is, don't know where. I'm assuming they could get those kids somewhere else. But you would never see, this is from local news. Local 10, is that Local 10 over there from Kentucky? KXW, Michael Robbins, Michael indeed in the miss. Temple is somewhere in Texas. Is that what that is? Temple City. Oh, California. Somewhere in California or Texas, somewhere around there. Not quite sure. Study to show thyself approved unto the Holy One.
Because thou hast rejected knowledge, I will also reject thee.
The Holy Spirit, our Mother herself, is in the midst of our class, teaching, showing, and reasoning with us. Come and study with us. Magic, psychology, technology, economy, art. Download our monthly Word of Power, secret and powerful prayers. Join today as a tier. Student. Gravis. And better yet, Intra Templum. We must not cast our pearls before swine. The link is in the description. Join us today. Great glory! And did come and join us on Patreon and study with us. Yeah, I believe Temple City in California, somewhere there. So this happened, those dudes, this is what they do. Which shows you the decline of the blessing, man. Which shows you the decline of their civilization, so to speak. Well, it was never an into incline. It was never something that was a role model. Just this is who those dudes are, like Gandalf and Gimli, if you catch my drift. And they happen to do this. You don't know what the hell happened to those children. Like I was saying before, you would never see the media, especially the black media, dragging those dudes out because they are not black celebrities. They are not black men. Okay, so people want to say, oh, you're doing that Michael stuff, or doing that Diddy stuff and things like that. People will make fun and game and jokes about people that look like our beloved. So these issues always fall on us. But those two dudes, nobody will say anything about them. I can bet now. Most people don't know anything about those guys. They don't know who they are. And they are a bunch of nobodies, okay? All right, how long we are into this thing? Oh, good grief. I think we got one more video and we done.
Tonight, downright shocking charges as police say they found a missing 14-year-old girl hiding in a box in a bedroom of an Oakdale couple's home. Joe McCoy has more from neighbors about the disturbing allegations.
What's alleged to have happened inside this apartment complex in Oakdale, Minnesota.
They need to be gone away for a very long time.
Is hard for neighbors to comprehend.
I'm beyond upset about it.
I'm speechless. It makes me sick.
Husband and wife Andrew and Angeline Olsen are charged with.
Okay, so again, when you look at the couple, you should, something would have tell you something is not right with those. I put this dude with black glasses and you have Dabu 7. But nonetheless, when you look at those people, their eyes is just dead. You can see the little slitted black thing right here. It's just slitted eyes. Okay, that's what it is. There is no humanity in the eyes. Slanted eyes. Well, that's not what that is. No, no. There we go. No, that's not slanted. Reptile eyes. Oh, reptile. Oh, hang on. Reptile. Not reptile, but reptile. X-Men is that Marvel, yeah. It's been a while I haven't seen reptile. This, I think they make reptile cowboy, man. I believe they did. I'm not quite sure, but reptile was cool. Reptile eyes. There we go. So you see how the reptile, reptilian eyes. I don't want to use the word reptilian to trigger certain group of people. But the reptilic eyes, so to speak. Let me see if I can enlarge this. You can see it here, just slit eye. Is that what that is? Slated? Because I say slanted. Slit eyes. No, that's slip eyes. Is that what that is? Yes. Slit. Yeah, that's the vertical split. Okay, but it looked more like well, the reptile was better. Alligator eyes. There we go. That's better. Or crocodile, alligator, and things like that. You look at those people, man. You look at in their eyes deeply. No life. It's dead. And the facial expression is just dead. The forehead is empty. And she's not smiling. She just frozen.
With multiple counts of criminal sexual misconduct with a 14-year-old girl. Additionally, Andrew is charged with 3 counts of possessing material of child sexual abuse.
Just disgusting that people would do that to children.
According to charging documents, on May 26th, Maplewood police got a report from John Glenn Middle School that a 14-year-old girl left school without permission. The girl's father told police that she may be at her friend's house at this apartment complex in Oakdale. Police say they went to the apartment and talked with Angeline Olsen, who said she hadn't seen the girl. Around 1:30 in the morning the next day, Tiara Venice went out for a smoke, and what she saw will forever stick with her.
Next thing you know, a little girl comes running out of the house half naked. And then I noticed the woman, Angel, in the bushes. She comes out of the bushes and she's naked. Her whole top half is just out. And so I called the police.
Charging documents say inside the couple's apartment, police found the girl hiding inside a box under a pile of clothes. The couple was immediately arrested.
They hid her in a U-Haul box when the police came. Took them an hour or so to find her.
Tiara is currently taking care of the couple's dog and took this video on Friday of the conditions inside their apartment. Charging documents say police took the couple's electronics and discovered videos and photos on Andrew's phone that show the 14-year-old girl and the couple engaging in sexual acts.
It's not just another story, it's another victim. It's another little girl. After going through this, I couldn't never imagine that happening to my daughter.
According to neighbors, the couple said their own teenage children had been taken away earlier this year from them by Child Protective Services.
Because that's what those people do, okay? And this shouldn't be a surprise, like, oh, this never happened before and stuff. This is who they are. That's what it is. That's their cultures and their DNA. There's nothing we can do about this because that's what they do, you know? So, hey. All right, beloved, let me see how long we were into this thing. 2 hours and 16 minutes. It's 5:42 a.m. I gotta go to sleep. This is on a Thursday. You guys are watching this on Friday. Any last thing in here? Let me see. We just talked about the boom. Man who killed mother of his unborn twin sentenced to prison. There's people are falling into manhole. I'm gonna freeze the video. Oh, oof. Oh, they didn't freeze it? Oof. Milwaukee father and veteran shot over killed noise complaint, things like that. All right, well. All right, well, this is what's going on, so. It is good, beloved. So, nonetheless, Nonetheless, beloved, I will leave you with peace. I will leave you with love. Do the best that you can. Join our Patreon right here. We're going to play all 3 commercials for you. Study to show thyself approved unto the Holy One.
Because thou hast rejected knowledge, I will also reject thee.
The Holy Spirit, our Mother herself, is in the midst of our class, teaching, showing, and reasoning with us. Come and study with us. Magic, psychology, technology, economy, art. Download our monthly Word of Power, secret and powerful prayers. Join today as a tier. Student. Gravis. And better yet, intra templum. We must not cast our pearls before swine. The link is in the description. Join us today. Great glory! Would you like to know who your guardian angel is? Would you like to know which day belongs to you? What color to wear on your day? What perfume or cologne to use? Would you like to know your metal, your house, your element, your flower, your birthstone, and your 5 days of miracles? Do you know your celestial family members? Do you know your opposite side, your shadow side? If you would like to perform your own spiritual background check, please buy our book on Amazon, the 8K Family Handbook. Inside, you will find a step-by-step guide to discovering your spiritual powers. The link is in the description. Find your special abilities and nurture them. Great glory! Happy Jubilee is our new album. It is available now on iTunes, Apple Music, Spotify, and any streaming service. You can also watch the music video on our YouTube channel. The link is in the description, and the QR code is at the end of this video. Listen to music that raises your vibration, music in harmony with your peace, music that brings true happiness. The album is by your beloved brother Big Levi. Download it now. Let the music help you reach a higher vibration and a positive frequency. Great glory! All right, well, do the best that you can, beloved. Excuse me. Study to show thyself approved. Pray, beloved. Pray. Do not falter. Do the best. And if you want your background, or spiritual background check, email me. Make sure you got that thing on deck, and I'll send you the information. We can move on. Pray. Exercise. Practice. Experiment. Read. Write things down. Observe. Reading more. I will leave you with peace. I will leave you with love. I say shalom.